Somehow I've managed to fit all of this in the back of Gracie's car. The solar panel only just fits. Alrighty, so for the start of this video, we are actually not going to start in the van. We're going to go up to the Navara and pull out the fridge. Alright, well, I'm not too sure how well you can see this, but basically, if I pull this seat right forward, this fridge is held in by these L brackets, which I only hand screwed them in, so I'm hoping I can just hand screw them out. Yeah. Not sure if I'll use these. I'm probably going to get bigger ones to screw it into the van. So that is where the fridge is basically going to be. Our power appliances are going to sort of be next to it in a cupboard. That is what we're doing in this video. Alright, so this is a spot where we're going to get the fridge put in. I don't know if you can see, but just down here there are some L brackets, and I've just moved them. They were on the back. When we had this fridge set up in the Navara, the L brackets were attached to the back. So there's two on that side and there were two at the back, and I've just taken the two off the back, put them on this side. I've got a fine liner pen which I'm going to trace the holes. Now in an ideal world we pull this out and those marks are going to be where we drill the holes and everything works. So fingers crossed. Awesome, so it worked out just as we planned. One there, one there, one in that little corner over there, and then one there. Basically the whole plan is to drill some pilot holes so that these have something to go into and it doesn't crack the wood. Alright, so next up, this is the battery that we've picked. It's a 200 amp hour lithium battery. It's going to keep us powered for days. This is our 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter. It's quite lightweight, to be fair. What the plan is basically, this is sort of going to be sitting like that. Alright, well this is sort of the plan that I've drawn out. This is going to be a pantry slide. This is going to be like a cutlery drawer. Obviously that's the fridge that we just put in. And this is going to be the cupboard that has the battery at the bottom, and then not 100% sure what's going to be in it yet, but the inverter and stuff is going to be on the outside of it. Alright, so with this I've sort of made a rough cut sheet, and I've decided that we're going to use 12mm plywood. I've got some left over. Alright, so this morning I'm going to try and build these cupboards. First, now you get all of this stuff out. The fridge can stay, but get this stuff out so that I can go to Bunnings and pick the wood up. Alright, now that it's all bare, I need to go pick up the wood to build these cupboards. Got the wood. Let's go! So this. There's a line here and here. This is basically the base of this drawer. Alrighty, well, a bit of an update of where we're up to. Cut out, this is going to be the drawer, and we come over here and we've got all of these cutouts, which these are going to be the ones that are exposed and visible. So I'm going to paint them with the same paint that we used for the walls. Basically the goal here is just to make it feel a bit bigger. If the cupboards are painted the same color as the walls, and it all sort of just flows and looks a lot better, whereas if you got like the white walls and then like a wood cupboard, sort of like in your face a bit more. I don't know, that's my theory, but I'm painting these now. Alright, that's the first layer of paint done. I'm gonna go clean the brush and the tub, whatever it's called. Alright, well, I completely forgot to film this, but this is the drawer that's gonna go on top of the fridge. Just use these nails to sort of hold it in place, so then I could drill holes and then put the screws in all around. The front of it is currently in the garage, had its first coat of paint, so I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna start work on what is going to be a pantry slide out. Let's get cutting. This is going to be the wall of the cupboard that will have the inverter on it. More importantly though, the inverter display, which we're going to have to cut a hole for it to sink in. So that just looks like that, and now I'm going to get the jigsaw and cut around. Strangely, this didn't actually come with the screws. That had some.
Alright, well here we are. Another morning of the van build. This cupboard here is supposed to have this battery in it, but it doesn't fit. All I'm going to have to do is move this wall, the slightest bit that way, which is a bit of a pain.
So next up on the list is I need to cut this bit of wood. It's going to go here, which is the exact same size as this bit. I've got 2 of these L brackets left. I'm going to need like 4, but then I'm going to need more down the line, so I'm going to go get some. Alright, well I successfully got a whole bunch more L brackets and some screws that won't go through the wood. to attempt to mount these drawers, which I'm scared about. So now this door, I'm going to mount that on there now. I've got some hinges. Where are they? I've just got these 3 real basic hinges. Yes, we're just going to whack that door on there now. Alright, well, to finish these cupboards off, we just need a tabletop. Let's do it. This should do the trick. She's a bit big though, so we're gonna have to cut her down. Got a few things that I'm not sure about. Now, I'm not sure how far I want it to poke out this side. I'm not sure how far I want it to poke out that side. I'm thinking it's better to go too far for starters, because then we can always trim it down. Oh, alright, well, 1, to make less cuts, and 2, to be 100% certain, I'm going to leave it, and then in the future, if we want it further back, then we can trim it back. Plus, I feel like the more space possible, the better. Opens. Oh, this is gonna look sick. So the last thing I'm going to do before I put this tabletop on is I'm going to run this solar panel lead behind there. I would be able to do this with the tabletop on, but it'll just make it a whole lot easier if I do it first. After a bit of fidgeting around, I successfully got the wire through. I mean, it's by no means perfect. There's like gaps. This bit of wood, I forgot to paint the side of it, but like it looks pretty sick and it's going to be very useful. Alright, this morning I'm excited because getting the roof racks for the van, which means that we're going to be able to have solar and we're going to be able to have surfboard on the roof and not have to air down the stand-up paddleboard every time we use it. We can keep it inflated and strapped to the roof. Alright, so I'm up here. This van has had roof racks on it before. Just going to make it super easy to put these new roof racks on. Alright, by the looks of it, this is going to be super easy. Alright, so basically all we're doing is we've got this roof and gutter silicone, putting a layer of that down. This is going to help hold it in place, stop the metal rubbing on the metal, stop the rattling. Basically, 1, 2, this. Beautiful. I'll go to the other side. Basically just repeat the exact same process over here. Alright, well, I've just got back from cricket training. Pretty gassed, but this is the front one that I did before cricket. Now I need to go do one at the back down there. Yeah. Alright, so here we have the solar panel that we've chosen, which is the King's 200 watt solar panel. It is potentially a little bit of overkill, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to keep the battery nice and fully charged, hopefully. But yeah, so we bought these mounting brackets, which actually don't fit for our roof racks. So Dad and I went to Bunnings, got some brackets to try and make it work. Let me show you. So we got these brackets, just tightening these up for these to screw into here because this is the widest option and it's too skinny. So we've got this first side here mounted just loosely to stop it moving back and forth. We're going to go over and get the other side done and then we'll tighten them all up. Beautiful. Now it's all nice and firm. Just tested. We've got way more than enough room for the surfboard, and that's going to make it super easy for when there's putting a stand-up paddleboard up there. It'll fit much better. And so at the moment I'm just putting these blocks on here to sort of hold the battery in place there. So I've drilled a hole here for this little L bracket, which will be easily put in, keep it in there, and then you can take that out and slide the battery out. We've got the 40 amp DC-DC charger. I'm going to mount back there so it's behind the pantry slide. All of these cords are just at the bottom there, easy to get to the battery, easy to get to the fridge and the solar panel. The inverter is gonna be on this wall here, so that right there is the perfect spot for the little DC-DC charger there. So that solar panel cord I've plugged in there. This is the cord that goes through into the alternator. That one is now all connected up. Now what we've got left is the ignition wire, the temp sensor, and the battery output. Alright, so update. Got the DC-DC charger with everything is all plugged in now. The fridge comes out to one of these wires, which is just going to be tapped straight onto the battery. So that's always on. These go through the wall there into the inverter. I've done the positive one. Just need to do the negative one. All of those just need to be tapped onto the battery. And then that's pretty much it for the power side of things, which is very exciting. And then there's just a few little finishing touches.